so, if it works well enough.
All right. This is Rockin' with Lips from Anvil. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm just,
How?
I'm just getting over your age. That's all.
Must be hard getting age. Must be hard aging. Huh? Um, how are you holding up during lockdown?
I don't really. It's not really making much difference. Other than I'm not been. We haven't been on the road, but we've been rehearsing every day, and it's like normal. Really.
Practice makes perfect.
I don't really go anywhere or do anything other than go to when I'm home. Go to rehearsal and at home. That's it. Generally, there's not much else to do. Maybe bicycle riding, which I did anyway. So I don't know. Not much difference in the overall scheme of things.
I seen you had to cancel your tour dates. That had to be terrible.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? You can't do anything about it. I can't change the world, so there's no sense getting all upset about it.
Yeah.
Or what are you going to do about it? There's nothing you can do about it. You got to live with it. We knew it was gonna. We knew pretty much after the dates were actually put together that we probably won't be able to make it. But we hoped that it would be different, but it isn't.
Especially when touring is the way to make money to promote a new album and rock out for the fans.
Okay, what are you asking me? I'm trying to figure out what you're actually asking me there.
I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
When do you think you'll get to tour again?
Well, probably, we've got a tentative, hopefully next late summer, next August, maybe.
How different do you think it will be when it starts again touring?
Hopefully no different.
You play a lot of overseas. Do you think different countries' rules will make touring tough?
No, once there's vaccines and once things really get evened out again, I don't expect any difference from anything. I mean, the truth be told or be said, we're always vulnerable to colds, viruses, and infections, and you name it. And we should always be wearing masks if we want to protect ourselves.
Glove.
Does it really make any difference? I don't know. Maybe it will make people more aware of how you get sick, and they'll be washing their hands and wearing masks more often than they ever did before. I don't know. That's my best guess.
I just hope people just be smart and just be safe. That's it. I don't want this virus to spread at all. You had a You had a lot of setbacks in your career. Do you see COVID as just being another setback, or do you see it as something different?
No, this is a little different because it's a global thing. It's not something that's just something about a glitch in a plan. It's like it's a global thing. So it's affecting everything and anything we want to do and everywhere we want to do it. So yeah, it's a bit different.
I'm from America, and a lot of people here, and COVID is getting everyone crazy and on how it's handled in each state. But this is a global event. This is a pandemic.
That's right. The thing is that uh, your American news makes it seem like America's the only place that has COVID. And the real truth is it's everywhere. and and no one has done well other than three places. South Korea, New Zealand, and probably China. And why? Because they understood what it meant to be really locked down. And we're all whining at the lockdowns that we got, and it's nothing in comparison to what those specific countries have to do to get a zero growth rate on COVID. You have to shut your country completely down. No one leaves their house, and it's guarded by military. And if you want to leave your house, you have to get permission, and you go through checkpoints to get where you have to get to, and it has to be a good reason. You can't just say I'm going out for a hell of it. It's not like that. You have to have a specific reason and ask permission. So we're not even close to a lockdown or the real meaning of what lockdown really means.
This is just it's so sad that 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 there's the pandemic and a lot of people have to deal with this, and it's just so sad.
Yeah, well, there's a lot to be said about it because we're not going to know what's really going on, and it's been politicized, so everybody thinks they're being told information in response to a political view rather than a scientific view or whatever. So people are really, really confused. Not to mention that the scientific community was ill-informed on the onset of the whole thing to begin with. So it's, you know, anyone's guess as to how long this is and what it really ultimately, what it really did and what it's going to do. We still don't know how far this is going to, how far this and how long this is going to go. Certainly by locking down and by slowing down the process of people being able to uh, get over the virus, it's actually, I think it's going to extend the length of time that this is going to be going on. Because we never get enough people sick at the same time so that everybody gets immune at the same time, and then the disease disappears. If you keep stagnating and stopping the process, people who were sick get better and then get sick again because it's been so long a period of time, and you're actually keeping the bug alive by keeping more people by keeping people sick in a slower rate of time. That's what I actually believe. And I think that in the long run, we may be looking at the same fatality rates because I don't think you can I don't think you can run away from this. The only possible, the only possible answer, vaccine, and even saying that, it's questionable, especially the way that they've been talking about it. When they say that only 40% of people will actually be completely immune, what does that mean? That's that's how many people they're saying are asymptomatic, that don't show any symptoms. I mean, it's pretty. Who knows? All I can say is whoever's in power and has made all this happen has made it happen, and we're in the midst of it, and it's going to be quite some time before we get out. We've set precedents on something that we haven't done in 100 years. I mean, it was 1918 was the last real pandemic like this, and they couldn't control it at that point either. And there were people revolting against wearing masks, and people didn't wear masks. And at the end of the day, I think it killed 3 million people worldwide. Well, this may do the same thing in the long run. Right now, we're at, I guess, 1 million people dead in 1 year. So we'll see what happens in 3 years from now.
You are from Canada. How is COVID handled there?
It's a it's very, very strict, but not military strict. They've closed down right now all of our restaurants and our bars and our, I guess, our gymnasiums and everything like that are all closed. And this is the second time round for it, and it's too bad. We got about 1,000 in Ontario. We got about 1,000 people a day getting sick or showing positive uh, on the after being tested. They're testing about close to 40,000 people a day with a 2% positive rate. So that's some kind of idea what's going on.
Is it same rules all over, it or is it each area different, like in America?
Each area is different. In fact, even in Ontario, um, Toronto's all closed down, but outside the city, there are places there you're allowed to have restaurants open. So it depends on where you are. If you're in a place where there's virtually no population, and virtually no sickness, why are you closing? It makes no sense. So they're doing it wherever there's an outbreak.
How has your band got through these tough times?
Pardon me?
How has your band got through these tough times?
I don't know. You just do. I don't know.
Lucky? Do you write any new music?
Yeah, we're almost finished another album right now, so we're not going to be recording till next summer, so it's a while off.
Was the music was the music influenced on what's going on right now?
I hope not.
Let's hope it's not just screaming COVID.
Listen, man, we almost called. We were making fun of things to call the new album, and we were actually, because it was our 19th album, we were going to call it Anvil 19, and make the anvil look like a big virus.
When is it coming out?
Oh, not till 2022.
Oh,
Probably March or April of 2022.
that won't be so bad.
Well, it's a while off, that's for sure. We're not even in 2021 yet. We're still in 2020.
We're still in 2020. We got a couple months to go still.
Yeah, well, there's still a lot more shit yet to happen.
We only got 2 more months left until the new year.
Yeah, well, let's hope we get past the asteroid that's coming.
Let's hope. Next couple days.
Yeah, it's a couple days from now, right?
Yes. Tuesday.
Yeah, and who's going to win the election? Who's going to win your election, man? What's going to happen with that?
I really don't talk about politics.
Okay, no kidding. You're probably not old enough to even understand what it means. You got to make a good paycheck to have some kind of comprehension into what government is.
I
Taxes.
just want to get my fans mad. I don't want them to feel like I just don't want them to feel like I don't like what they do. I just want them to feel that. That's all.
Your business.
When you start to tour again, where are you going to start?
In Europe.
Europe? Okay.
Yep.
Are you afraid when you leave to play another country you might be stuck in there in case of another outbreak?
I already went through that. I don't think it's going to happen again. I don't think that they're going to close. They let you leave. They let you go home. I think you always can go home. It's just if you can't go to foreign countries, you can't go where you're not a citizen.
When
So
bands, what? When bands talk politics, it gets one side of the fans mad. So I just don't want my fans to be mad, and I just.
they don't have to explain to me. I just asked you what you think was going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just thinking. I'm not asking you what you want to happen. All I said, what do you think was going to happen? I guess that's anyone's guess, isn't it?
Yes.
At this point.
We have 300 or like a couple people, like 300 or like 333 million probably are thinking about that. What's going to happen? Do you ever think 2020 would be like this?
No, I never predict anything. I don't know. Never think about. I don't really predict. Wow.
Your career had a pretty wild ride. Do you think it would go the way it did?
No, you never know what's going to happen. How do you can't predict it.
If you
So wouldn't want to predict it. Wouldn't be much fun, is it?
know,
Knew what was going to happen. Why would you bother doing it?
if, if we had the ability to know the future, we would know our birthday. We would have no surprises at all. It would be like, right. Everybody would just be like, oh, well, I knew that was coming. If you had a time machine and go back, what would you tell your younger self when you just started out?
Not to worry. It will all work out. It's a
Any
long, hard road, but no, don't worry. You'll get where you want to get to.
might have a couple stops but you'll get there.
That's it. A few bumps, but what the hell?
Yeah. Any regrets on the things you have done?
Well, I think there's always things that you can regret, but you can't really do anything. Regret is kind of a waste of time. You can't fix regrets.
You have done some
you,
amazing.
you make choices and you got to live with it. That's it.
That is true. You just gotta but just don't make them too bad. But you gotta make a couple choices and live with it. It's how the way it goes. You have done some amazing things with Anvil. What are your favorite memories?
Oh, favorite memories. Oh hell, I don't know. I don't really. Thing is, I'm not a living in the past kind of person, so I don't really think of things. What was my favorite moment? I don't know. Maybe my favorite moment has nothing to do with has nothing to do with music. Like maybe the birth of my son might have been one of the highlights of my life that I would has nothing to do with music. There's lots of things in life that can surpass music, you know. Um, and that goes on a personal level too. There's things that can decimate your life without it being involved with music. It's not everything. Um, if I have to think about things that were glorious moments, yeah, there's so many, and there's probably so many yet to come. So, what's the best moment? I don't know. Maybe it hasn't happened yet. I hope not. But I've had a lot of good ones. Too many to start counting them down, right?
Yes. I mean like a great show or means like a band or like a good band memory or like a great show. That's what I mean. Nothing personal at all.
Mm.
On another side of the coin, what are your worst?
Yeah. I don't really want to talk about any of this. That's the thing. I'm not having a good time here. You're making me talk about things that I don't never talk about because it's just not. I don't know. It's not. What is my best and my favorite gig and what's my worst gig? Oh, fuck. My worst gig I'm going to want to forget. So I don't know what that would have been. Maybe it was when I was opening for Ronnie James Dio at in here in Toronto, and I was wearing a studded jock strap, and it broke, and then it was ended up around my ankles. That was pretty shitty.
I love metal on metal. I like how rock music should sound like that. I like metal on metal. Metal on metal. I love it.
That's right.
Why do you think rock does not sound like that anymore?
It does. You just got to know where to look for it. There's lots of bands that are still exist that are doing, and new bands that are doing that kind of music. So it's just really, really hard to find it because there's no infrastructure, there's no advertisement, there's no who's going to tell you about it. That's the question. So you got to have you got to have a good bunch of friends that are also scouring the internet and running on Spotify and looking for things before you're going to come to realize what's out there and what's available.
Tell me a band then.
Tell you a band that I can think of right now that's sort of old style. You know what? Offhand, I can't think of anything because I don't really pay attention. it's not on my radar, but I
Yes.
know it exists.
I just think
Night
you're
Demon.
a.
How about Night Demon? They're a power metal band that are new. They open for us. Night Demon. Why not?
I just think you're an amazing frontman. Do you know? Do you know the first time I seen you, I was just a baby. You played with Alice Cooper. My parents and my grandparents were at that show when you
Oh,
played with Alice.
where was that in Buffalo?
Yeah.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to play longer. There was a bunch of things that were really great about that show. And um, one of the great things that I actually remember is that one of our old guitar players did sound for us, which was amazing. That was amazing. We're really lucky to have him do that. Really, really talented sound engineer now. So we're really lucky to get him to do that. Probably, I'm sure it sounded great.
See, that's a great memory.
Yeah, that's a great memory. But I remember hundreds of shows. You're talking about the one that happened in Buffalo. I can remember it. I can remember where I parked my car and the rock that I banged into when I went to pull out.
How cool is it that 3 generations were at your show?
Pardon me?
How cool is it that 3 generations were at your show?
Oh, that is pretty amazing. Alice Cooper's great. He's got a very, very timeless thing about him. So it was never gonna go away. Well, as long as he didn't want it to, and he's really young at heart and very, 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 very energetic, and keeps himself in really good physical condition. So we'll see lots of Alice Cooper.
Me, my dad, and my grandpa were at that show. That's all.
Wow, that's awesome.
Three. Just three. You have you. Oh, my Nana was there too. You have a lot of changes in the band after everything.
What was that question? What was that again?
You have a lot of changes in the band after everything.
A lot of changes.
Yeah. And how did you and Rob stay so tight?
Oh, I don't know. You just do. Luckily, you do. That's about the only thing I can say about it. Lucky,
Just lucky.
you know.
How did you come up?
Which is a great part of what about being in a band is and getting anywhere in this business is luck. So that's what it really is mostly about.
How did you come with the Pounders Club?
What about the Pounders Club? What's that?
How did you come up with it?
Oh, I don't know. Rob did. I have no idea. Something to call something. I don't know.
Going back to your question, does politics interest you in the
Well,
U.S.?
it interests me, but I don't. Nothing I can do about to change it other than vote. But even then, you're not going to change much.
That is true. What's next for you guys?
What's next? More
Yeah.
writing.
What?
More writing.
More writing?
Yeah.
I'll give you a pen right now so you can get to some more of that writing done. And a piece of paper. How do my followers follow you?
What's that?
How do my followers follow you?
Uh, well, you can't really follow me personally other than on Instagram and Twitter, but I guess there's you can kind of watch what's going on with Anvil if you go to the Facebook Anvil site, and it's attached to fans to the Anvil fan site, which definitely publishes everything that's going on. So it's all connected there.
What's an average day like for you?
Get up in the morning around 10, a cup of tea or coffee, toast. Then I kind of watch a bit of the news. Then I go up and I start playing my guitar, usually for 3 hours to 4 hours until I've filled up enough tape with or enough made enough files of enough ideas for the day. And then at that point, I decide whether I need to cut the grass or whatever. And then by then, my wife is getting home from work. I have dinner, and then go to rehearsal. And then I'm there till close to midnight. And then I do it all over again. That's it.
Do fans come up to you anytime?
Yeah, the most weirdest places. When you least expect it. Like in a restaurant. You go and you sit down in a restaurant, somebody walks up to your table and you give them your order and they go, I just wanted your autograph.
What has to be your dream tour?
What's a dream tour?
Yeah, for you.
Oh, if I could get an opening slot for one of the major bands, it would be nice. It'd be nice to go out on tour with Metallica. Only because I've known them for many years and we've never done it. There's two good reasons. So yeah, that would be kind of a dream tour. Got to do one show with them, which was pretty cool. But it would be nice to do a whole tour. Why not?
You influence then to start.
What was that?
You influenced them to start.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know what that. Ultimately, I don't know what that gets me. It doesn't even get me into the movie theater. It doesn't even buy me popcorn or a coffee.
Hopefully it can give you a open slot.
Yeah, but that's right. That's what I'm hoping it will get me. One day, maybe they'll give me that opening slot. But so far, it hasn't meant much.
Thank you for being on my show. I hope the next time we talk is at the backstage at one of your shows. Peace.
Okay. Have a good day, man. Thanks.
You have a good day. Metal on metal. And always stay metal, dude. Peace. Peace.